Welcome again to our YouTube channel. By the way, I'll start to grow some beard and see how I look like with a big beard. So soon you may see me looking different. Good trouble. Good trouble. A rights leader and a congressman known as John Lewis coined a term or a philosophy called good trouble. He coined that phrase, good trouble. And why did he coin that phrase? He coined that phrase because he was a rights leader and a congressman, and he wanted to encourage people to have peaceful and non-violent action for equality. That they have a non-violent action for equality. He was a rights leader. And he came up with that phrase, good trouble. And he coined this, calling people to non-violent action, to challenge any injustice in society, and fight for equality. That to challenge the injustice in society, he needed good trouble. To champion for the right things in society, there was need for good trouble. To fight for equality in society, they needed good trouble. It meant in his time, and it means also in our time today, taking necessary risks. Taking necessary risks for a right cause. For the right cause. That means speaking out against unfairness in society. And more importantly, as you speak out against unfairness in the society, you are creating a positive change rather than accepting the status quo. You are creating a positive change rather than accepting the status quo. When he taught this, when he came up with this phrase, good trouble was calling for a purposeful action. Calling for a purposeful action, such as sometimes calls for protesting. That means you are calling for protests for the right cause, using the voice to fight injustice. It required, as we said, nonviolent resistance at times. Nonviolent resistance at times like civil disobedience. Civil disobedience for a positive change, or to force a positive change. That people will have civil disobedience in order to force for a positive change. This good trouble also called for standing up for the rights, or as he would say, getting in the way. Not only standing up for the rights of individuals or of the society, but it was getting in the way when the systems are unfair. You get in the way when the systems are unfair. When there is inequality in society, you get in the way. When there is discrimination in society, you get in the way. When there is suppression, you get in the way. When there is mismanagement of resources, you get in the way. When there is corruption in society, you get in the way. Standing up for the rights, for the just cause, to force positive change. Sometimes good trouble included volunteering in civil engagements, to volunteer in civil engagements. And when you engage in these civil engagements, it is for a better future, a better and a just future. You volunteer for civil engagements for a better and a just future. And when you look at this good trouble from a personal perspective, from you as an individual, it calls for a lifelong engagement. Good trouble is a struggle of a lifetime, either in personal level or in the society level. It is a lifetime engagement. There's no time you're going to sit back and say, I don't see something going wrong. I don't say anything when things are going wrong. I don't voice out or stand up for something that is right. You will always find reason to fight for that which is right. That means having good trouble is a lifelong engagement. It is not a one-time thing. It is a lifelong engagement. And as Christians, in the life of faith, we need good trouble. In the life of faith, we need good trouble. That means in faith, this good trouble is taking bold, necessary actions in faith. Taking bold, necessary actions in faith to pursue justice and to embody God's love. In faith, good trouble is not only taking bold and necessary actions in pursuance or pursuant of justice, but it also includes embodying God's love. Even when facing opposition and risks, that you don't walk away from risks, from opposition in terms of your faith. But even when there are those oppositions and risks in your faith, you take those bold and necessary actions to pursue justice and to embody God's love, even when there is a lot of opposition, even when there are risks involved in your faith journey. Why do we emphasize on that? Because Jesus himself, for those who are Christians, Jesus himself caused good trouble many times. Jesus himself caused good trouble many times. For example, when he challenged the religious and social hierarchies of his time, Jesus caused good trouble. He challenged religious leaders, religious views, social hierarchies, leaders, the Pharisees, teachers of the law, the high priests. He challenged them. Remember, even at some point, he chased people away from the temple. He cleared the temple. He whipped the traders from the temple, chasing the traders out. He caused good trouble. He made sure the temple remained clean for the worship and praise of God, not for thieves and traders. That was good trouble. He challenged the religious leaders. He challenged the civil leaders. He challenged the social hierarchies of his time. He also caused good trouble when he prioritized people over rituals. He prioritized people over rituals. Sometimes even he will say, some of you are filthy because you wash the cup outside, but the inside is filthy. People who are concerned with rituals, but they were never concerned of their own hearts, of their own righteousness. They were more concerned and focused on rituals, on how to do rituals, to perform those rituals, but their hearts were not clean. He prioritized people instead of rituals. He challenged the status quo by interacting with the marginalized groups. He interacted with marginalized groups, which was not expected of him. Even they accused him, they said, oh, this man who says he's the Son of God is eating with the thieves, tax collectors, prostitutes. What kind of a man is he? His class, if he was a man of God, he would not be allowing this lady to touch his feet. He interacted with the marginalized groups against the norms, against the expectations, against the status quo of the time. That was causing good trouble by challenging those norms. Indeed, in a sense, good trouble is not about causing trouble for the sake of causing trouble. Good trouble in faith or in society is not causing trouble just for the sake of causing trouble. No. It is about taking a stand for what is morally right. It is about taking a stand for what is right, for what is morally right. And when you take a stand for that which is morally right, you often overturn the status quo. Whenever you find yourself standing for that which is morally right, you are upsetting and overturning the status quo. For example, taking or doing actions of mercy in defiance of some resistance. Maybe there are restrictive laws. Like the time of Jesus, there were restrictive laws. You don't mix those who are suffering from leprosy, for example. They used to be put a bell around their neck. Whenever they go, the bell rings and people run away from them. You don't mix with those who are suffering from leprosy, the lepers. But Jesus healed them. He interacted with them. He went against restrictive laws. He defied those restrictive laws and mixed with them, touching them, healing them. Sometimes we have to take some actions which are against restrictive laws for the sake of the mercy of God and the love of God. In defiance of those restrictive laws that do not embody the love of God, that do not bring the mercy of God to society, those restrictive laws can be defied for the divine love, for the higher good. In defiance of those restrictive laws, like Jesus did, mixing with the marginalized, those who are suffering from leprosy, the lepers, he touched them, he cured them. He mixed with the drunkards, he ate with the sinners, tax collectors. He brought in the love of God, the mercy of God. He embodied the love of God in defiance of those restrictive laws. Sometimes we cause good trouble to create a more loving and just compassionate world. That we can cause good trouble in order to create a more loving, just, and compassionate world. As Christians, we cause good trouble to transform structures in our society in order to honor God. That the structures in our society ought to honor God. So we cause good trouble to transform such structures to honor God and to uphold human dignity. So Christians are called to cause good trouble to transform structures in our society, in our world today, in order to honor God and to uphold human dignity. Whether they are structures of governance, structures of academia, school systems, structures of governance in our local levels, that those structures have to honor God and to uphold human dignity. If those structures are not honoring God and upholding human dignity, it's our calling as Christians to cause good trouble, to stand, to get in the way, to voice it, to make it known, to pursue that which is right in order to have our structures in society to honor God and to uphold human dignity. Another aspect of good trouble is always to try to have a faithful response. Always to try to have a faithful response to a higher calling than human calling. That in whatever we do, we follow the higher calling than human calling. That at the end of this good trouble, a positive and lasting change may come about. That always to have a faithful response to a higher calling, to a divine calling, rather than human calling. That when we are causing this good trouble, getting in the way, standing up, voicing it, resisting those which are wrong, standing for that which is morally right, that at the end, a positive, lasting change may be effected. So lastly, as I finish, is there something in your practice of faith that needs you to cause good trouble? Is there anything in the practice of your faith that is calling for you to cause good trouble? To stand for that which is morally right, to overturn the status quo, to make sure you transform the structures in your society in order to honor God and to uphold human dignity. Our highest responsibility in this topic of good trouble is to make sure that everything we do and everything that we see around us, we may pursue that this may honor God and uphold human dignity. Whatever structures around us, are they honoring God and upholding human dignity? If they are not, then you should cause good trouble in order that everything that is around you, everything that you are associated with, everything that is associated with you honors God and upholds human dignity. And if it's not doing so, you are called to cause that good trouble, to stand for that which is right. May God bless you and embrace you. Think about good trouble, causing good trouble in order to bring about honor of God and upholding human dignity. So you may forget everything I said, but remember this: good trouble is for the honor of God and upholding human dignity. Good trouble to bring about honor of God and upholding human dignity. May God bless you and embrace you.